time.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show, Mr. Showmanship, Liberace.
Wow. This is my friend Scott Thorson. His first time in Las Vegas.
You were incredible out there.
So he was a brilliant artist and very flamboyant, and led a wonderful life, except for the secret that he had a hold, that he was homosexual in America, which didn't work at that time. You couldn't come out of the closet.
I have a great idea. Why don't you come work for me?
As what?
I was playing the drug czar in this movie Traffic, and I saw this pensive look on Steven's face, and he said, "Have you ever thought about Liberace?" Steven remembers, I guess I tried to do a takeoff on "Thank you very much," and forgot about it. And then 7 years later,
and in making the film, the sort of socio-political aspect of it wasn't really in my mind. I was focused on this relationship and trying to make this relationship as believable and realistic as we could.
The guys who were around him at the time referred to it as a marriage. Had it been a relationship between a man and a woman, it would have been a marriage, and they would have parted, and there would have been some agreement, and none of this stuff would have blown up in the press. But it all had to play out the way it played out, in large part because they weren't allowed to live out in the open.
Your happiness means everything to me, Scott. You make me feel so young.
Such a loving man.
Is this the kind of life you want for yourself?
My eyes are open, Rose. I promise.
The best description of filmmaking that I've ever heard was from Steven 12 years ago. He said, directing is like making a giant mosaic from 1.5 inches away, right? So it's like you're making a city block long mosaic, and you're right up against it like this. I've worked with directors before who cut in camera, which is an incredible thing. Spielberg does it, the Coen brothers, George Clooney does it, Clint Eastwood does it, Steven does it. But because of technology, Steven took it to a different level this time. Now, we shot this film in 33 days, which is pretty fast for a period movie, particularly that deals with so many different times and prosthetics and all that stuff. At the end of the day, I'd get home in time to have dinner with my kids. I'd put them in the bath. I'd read them a story, and I'd come downstairs. And by the time I came downstairs, I'd open up my iPad, and there was a delivery for you. It would say, "Go to the Pix website." And I'd go to the Pix website, and I would look at what we shot that day, completely cut together. Information is the best thing you can get as an actor, to understand the movie that you're in. We could go back and look at a scene that we'd shot 3 weeks ago exactly as it was going to appear in the final film. And so we'd be able to gauge our performances like that.
I want to be everything to you, Scott. Father, brother, lover, best friend.
I'll do whatever you want.
but I would say it's a difficult time for smaller independent picture studios. Seem still to be wed to gambling on very, very large budgets, and therefore cable television in the States has become an access point.
Jack, I want to talk to you about doing some surgery on Scott. I want you to make Scott look like this.
I see.
I made the movie as I always envisioned. We didn't change the budget. Nothing changed other than the fact that HBO was going to finance it. I think it's sort of a second golden age of TV that's happening in the States now.
For me as a writer, it's more exciting. You can have ambiguity in television. Television is expanding, and film seems to be constricting, at least Hollywood studio films.
You know, looking back, this all worked out exactly the way it was supposed to work out. And the bottom line was, we just wanted to make this movie.
No one has ever been closer to me than this young man.
And in terms of being in bed with Michael Douglas, I now have things in common with Sharon Stone, and that's really great. Glenn Close, we can all go out and now trade stories.